Hello everyone, today is a new what if, and today we're about to do what if Deku has strong arm. I've thought about it for a long time, so here we go. So, let me just... Anyway, now, I think Hisashi I think Inko having a strong arm, or Hisashi having strong arm, is a little bit too simple. This time I'm going to make it to where Kendo Rappa is, uh, is, um, Deku's father, and he will be called Kendo Midoriya. And so he will just call himself Kendo. Anyway, when Deku is very young, well, born, his arm muscles, upper body strength, basically the whole body was basically stronger than normal. Like it could handle like three tons falling on it, and he only got more stronger as he got older. As he reached 4, his hands grew to an unnatural size and shape, basically becoming literal missile-shaped fists. One day he saw Bakugo bullying some first grader for having a very weak quirk. Come to find out, it was a young boy, brown hair. Not really going to go over his name because he's not really important. So, Deku told him to leave him alone. He kept Bakugo not paying attention to him because he keeps picking on the child and bullying him. Until Deku yells, "Leave him alone!" Bakugo turns around saying, "Okay, Deku, since you act so tough, how about I beat you up?" That's when a green and black aura circled around his arm as he cocked back his fist and punched him, making a pretty small shockwave in the process, which blew away some desks and some toys, knocking him through a wall into the park. Oh yeah, this is the overpowered video game version of Strong Arm. I'm not doing that weird one. Yeah, the red black war doesn't make that, but blue. I meant green. Just imagine red turning to green. The gauntlets will come at a later time. Just wait. Anyway, so after that, the teacher comes in saying, "What the? Bakugo, are you okay? Are you okay? Mister, are you?" He said, "Kid, are you okay?" He said, as he's just knocked out, broken arm, a broken leg, and a bunch of broken ribs. This nigga was too weak, too banged up to even cry from the pain. And if he even did, he would have broke something else. Now, as he woke up, he told what had happened, and Deku was suspended for about a week after that. They were in kindergarten, so suspension was a thing. He was suspended for using his quirk. He was grounded. He had a harsh talking to with Kendo, his father, and he was grounded for about 2 weeks. But after that, they would go and examine his quirk. After his punishment, they found out he had a way stronger form of Kendall Rock of his dad's quirk, but it can get stronger through his emotions in Midoriya. Basically, basically, the angrier he gets, the stronger the stronger his punches become. To the point where they start where green and black aura just circles around his arms and just like engulf it, and that's literally this point before the final point. After that point, the arm will actually swell with muscle, but the downside to using that too much power is breaking his bones. He also can use his legs, but that's for a later time. Kendall Robb, it finally happened that his son actually has to work similar to him. Finally decided to do a step up in training. Izuku Krang was Izuku said, "Wait, what's this? What's strong arm?" That's when his father explains that your quirk is like mine. It allows me to rarely like rotate my shoulders very fast, causing shockwaves that are able to punch through little iron, little blocks of iron, and can punch through concrete with one punch. Not only that is that your arms and hands are more durable, allowing you to do punch through anything without with little strain to your body. It's kind of like a mini version of All Might's quirk, but less shockwavy and more like punching, like a bunch of barrage of punches and stuff. So, yeah. Yeah. For the next 10 years, Deku will be going through 10 times the original strain, because his father thought that if he could train him strong enough, he could get him to awaken his quirk. Okay, this is starting to sound like Endeavor, so I'm going to cut down a little bit. Even though he was going through harsh punishment, he will still let him play with kids because he had to keep that. He wanted him to be able to keep that social life, because you gotta be strong but also confident. You can't be a strong guy and be shy now. He also let him go to the public schools, like you can't think you're better than everyone, because Kendo is rich because he did have a boxing career, like a boxing career, so he's kind of rich. So no, like he's like way above average, but he's not rich, but he's definitely not poor. That's what I'm trying to say. So no fancy things, because you don't want your son to become arrogant. Kendall wants him to be respectful, but yet and be social, not shy. Be respectful and be respectful and not be arrogant. Let's go back to school when he was about 7. There's a little flashback for Bakugo. Bakugo always tries to beat Deku, and Deku will always win. And they would train so much to where they would fight so much to where Bakugo was about to get punched by a punch. But this time he wasn't going to survive. Like, Deku accidentally put too much power in his quirk into his punch, and it started to go to the final form of his attack. The emotion he had was anger, because Bakugo was feeling was anger because Bakugo was still bullying people. He cocked back his fist too hard, and it started to expand. The air pressure started to swell, and it was going to make a massive shockwave. That's when his shoes erupted. The Bakugo's shoes erupted. Boom, and then he started flying. Yes, he's having explosions coming out of his feet. He could also condense them to where he can go faster. I know it's starting to sound like a lot like more Fire Force, but let me explain. Not only can he do that, he can also literally spin, and he can make like spinning vortexes of explosion, and he can increase the heat to like blue flames, and he can like make shockwaves by making himself heat up like some type of furnace, like like Shinra versus Burns, where he like Burns does that shot like that big pulse wave of heat. Yeah, he can do that. And so they both soon started fighting more and more, where everything started to look more even. Deku was keep punching him, and always kept punching him. It would always do substantial damage, but sometimes Bakugo would do a very good knee to the gut, causing him to nearly throw up all the food he ate at lunch. This would keep going on for about another. How old are they? They're 7. So I'm gonna say 5 years until they're 13. 5 years. At week 5, they were punching so hard to where they were literally like an inch away from causing craters in the ground, burning trees, causing like arches of like they were heading it off. Like their quirks were way stronger than what they used to be because they kept beating each other up. Now, Bakugo decided to go all out with his explosions. What he did was an outer impact, but this is about to be more dangerous. He was propelling it faster and stronger with his feet to where it now has like a red flash to it, and when it hit, it wasn't even like smoke. It was like a beam of like burning like a beam like a big beam going one way infinitely, and okay, now I'm back. Okay, here we go. It was like this giant beam of energy, like explosion, as flames engulfed and condensed into one giant beam. Deku seeing this coming from goes into a panic state that he too ended up having his quirk evolve. His arms and legs grew to about the unusual size. His legs grew to an unusual size, kind of like strong arm in a unusual shape. Then they started getting covered in that same green and blue aura being wrapped around, and then he just like disappeared like Mach 2. Slowly getting faster. By the end of their fight, they literally destroyed like 2 abandoned buildings. They ended up getting arrested because of their recklessness. But they were still looking at each other with a fire in their eyes. But then their parents came in. And this one, his father, Bakugo's father, is not as much as a wuss as in canon. Like, he tells him off and real good too. Like he was sick and tired of being the softie of the bunch. And during that, his mother was sick and he was going through so much right now. So he was just lost it on him. So ever since that day, they ended up having a unique respect for each other. It was close to friendship, but it's not exactly friendship yet. until until